Hi, Aaron here, Ultimate Consulting, Leadership Development. Today, I want to talk about defining the lens that we use for success. Success is the outcome of doing things well, right? So we want to be very careful on what we define as success, because success is a byproduct. And so by defining what those byproducts are and how we achieve those can alter or change how people are incentivized and then what they're doing to achieve those goals. So an easy example is, we'll say, profits. Profits or share price are looked at as a measure of success. And I would say they're a benchmark of success, but I wouldn't want to use them as my ultimate measure of success for a business. Why? Well, what does that drive? What are we trying to accomplish? Our success should be based on, do we have a product that's inside our price point? Do we run an optimized shop? Do we do good work? And then are we great with our customers, right? So it should be customers, your product, and your employee and staff are happy. So that being said, when you start saying, well, it's going to be the share price or it's just going to be, profits across the board, how does that start to redefine what those other things look like? An easy example of this would be like the semiconductor industry, right? Intel did share buybacks for about 20 years, super profitable, great share price, kept going up. And then at a critical moment, a couple years ago, what happens? Oh, we can't help. We can't do anything. We actually need a bailout from the US taxpayer, tens of billions of dollars to rebuild infrastructure because we don't have the money to do that. Or the airlines. It says a lot. It really says a lot because why? Well, these are people who made billions of dollars of profits, right? So it should be really straightforward. They should have the money, but they don't. So, but why? Well, because they valued something different than actually running a good company. It was, well, we have to meet shareholder pricing and we want to hit our bonuses, our incentive structures. But remember, your beliefs drive your values, and your values drive your behaviors. So we want to incentivize good behaviors. And by doing that, we have to have good definitions for what success looks like. And the profit lens, just like saying a happiness lens, isn't the best thing to utilize. What we want to do is say those are good benchmarks, but we want to come further back and say, how do we actually run the best shop we can run or the best operations? And if it starts running into fancy accounting gimmicks to make things work, you're probably going down the wrong path. And as an example of those things on top of that, if you really want to dive into details, you can go back to the 2008 financial collapse. Big Short, Michael Lewis, fantastic book about that. You can go into how you've got people that work at the SEC or other places in law throughout the United States and government who go from working in government to working in the private sector, so they don't ever actually enforce anything because it might hurt their chances on the outside world. That's this one by Jesse Eisinger. And then you have companies that are just large enough and big enough to where they can offshore risk to other people. So if we're doing accounting gimmicks and we're offshoring risk to other people, that's a problem. That's a poor lens or a poor action to have to make sure that your lens of profit success meets definition. And that would be in this book, Trapped Under the Ice, about a international construction company that made sure they offshored the risk to a smaller conglomerate or a smaller team who then had a lot of issues. But that's the thing. If you were doing accounting gimmicks or you're offshoring risk, then your value proposition is wrong. You need to realign those value propositions. And it should boil back to you having a great product, great team, and very happy customers. Those things are good. The rest of it takes care of itself. You don't need to do all the fancy accounting gimmicks. You don't need to offshore risk in a funky way. Take care of your people, take care of your customers. The rest will take care of itself. Till next time.